So this what we're on this week. This is someone else has done this Venetian plaster design, but we're going over it. So what we're going to do now is zinder it back, sand it all down, prep it all up, and then carry on with our normal stuff tomorrow. So like I said, we didn't do this one, someone else has done this one, and the client saw our work and wants ours instead. So we've masked everything up inside all the boxes because everything's painted. And then we're going to do our design, so it just needs sanding down first with an 80 grit, zindering over the top to separate the background to the top coat, and then completely restart the whole process again. So it is quite a lot of work, but it'll look nice once it's done. So this is all sanded down now, ready to get the primer on. And for priming it, we use this, Zinsser Bullseye. So this is like a stain blocker and sealant, because this wall has wax on. Even though we've sanded it, there's a chance there's still little bits of wax on there. So we go over it with this Zinsser first, let this fully set, and then go on with our primer and fully restart the process. So it seems like a bit of overkill, but if it's worth doing, we're going to do it. So we're just getting set up now, get some filming in that. So this one's finished up for the day. The separation primer's on now, so you can see it's all white behind me. This is the first layer of primer. We're going to leave this to dry overnight and then put the quartz primer on. The quartz primer is the base for the Venetian plaster. So even though this is the primer, this won't stick to our Venetian plaster. We need another one over the top, so that's what we're going to crack on with tomorrow morning. So while this is primed up now, we'll just put the primer on in a similar colour to the top coat. So we're just letting that dry. And we've got all the tubs mixed up here, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to use all the little colours. So we've got chocolate, like an orangey colour, mix all these up by eye and make the base colour. And we've got Jamie on the camera today, hiding. There he is, little helper for the day. So I've just got the colours mixed up and Jamie keeps bullying me because I keep stuttering. So this is the colour, this is the base, so this is purposefully lighter than the top two coats. Then Jamie's just cleaning these off. These are spatulas that we use. He's left it a mess, but that's... Yeah. So this is the bigger size one that we're going to use for these walls.
Bigger size for bigger man.
Yeah. And then we've got the medium size one for inside this. This is just the base coat. We're going to put it on now. Get a little bit of a time lapse. We'll do a time lapse on this one and get some close-ups. Yeah. On the other ones. And then get your finger around the edge, you know, so
don't need the...
Yeah. Right, finger it around the edge first and run back over to your blade so that it'll look like a thumb mark all around it.
You sure you want the table leave it?
Yeah.
Take it with us?
Yeah, take everything. There's nothing in the room then. So we've just got the second coat on this. So we're on the job now, we've just finished sanding it all down. So we're using 320 pads on the Merker. This is an orbital sander and it's attached to this, which is a dust extractor unit. So there's no dust as we go, or hopefully not a lot. Then when we're going around the edges, we've got hand sand all these internals and externals. So what we do is we have a pad folded over, and then even though we've got these machines, we have to hand go around all the little edges, just making sure it's all neat and tidy. We're going to de-dust it now, mix up the deeper, darker colours for the third coat, and then start getting that on. So the third coat is on now. This is the last day on the job. So what I've done, I've just hand sanded down all of these edges, so they're all nice and smooth. See, we've got a bit of dust on there, but this is what we want. Nice clean lines. So now all the edges are sanded down, it's time to go through the polishing process. So for the polishing process, we've got a lot of pads here, which I'll just explain and go through now. So we go all the way from 1000 grit to 3 and then 4000 grit. I use my flex polisher for this. It's a really good brand of polisher. It doesn't vibrate or shake or anything, so it's perfect for the job. You can see we've already got quite a nice high shine on it, but what we do with the polishing pads now is it sands everything back and then re-polishes it up, so it seems a bit overkill, but this is the way that we get this super high shine. So we're going to unpack these now, start with the 1000 and work our way through all the way across the wall. So all the polishing is done with the buffer now, so we can put the buffer away for a little bit, and now it's time to get the little white bits of the veining on. So for this we're going to use the airbrush, which is in this box. I'm going to depack it now and talk through it a little bit. So now the airbrush is set up and ready to go. I'm mixing some paint for it. So we thin it down a little bit, put it in the cup, so we're going for white veins. We only need a little bit. That goes in the top and we spray it on. So you can see all the polishing's done now, so it's super nice and polished. We've got nice little white accents in everywhere, so they run through and they go into these boxes. And now we're getting over the gold leaf, so because the customer's got some brass in the room, we've got 3 different types. I think I'm going to go for this, which is like a brass kind of colour. So I'm just going to prep that and start getting it on, just 1 or 2 highlights. I'm not overly fussed where it goes, and then rub it off, throw it on the floor. Now the gold's on and everything's tidied up, it's time to get the wax on. So the waxing takes a long while, and if there's anyone that says the waxing is easy, they're either doing it wrong or they're lying. So for the wax, I use an old pad. I've got a little bit of the wax on there, it's quite a stiff wax. So I'll just put some on a pad. Spread it out a little bit, and then we're only working in small areas at a time. So I'll work in a square this big, put the wax on. I'm just going to slow round in circles. And if you keep looking down, you can see where it's hazed off, and that's where the wax has gone on. Once I've done this section, I'll give it a quick rub over to take off on the excess, and then move on to the next section, and we're just moving in super small areas at a time, making sure that we've got all covered. So for this wall, the waxing's taken me about half an hour, so it's quite a lot of work, and I'm going to let it dry for another 10 minutes and then buff it up. So I'm just finishing off buffing it up. It's already got the natural wax on, and I'm going over it with my flat with a lambswool buff head on, so it's like a furry pad, and it's a similar process to polishing a car up. So we've put the wax on, we've let it set for a little bit, and then we go over with this. Now the polishing, a lot of people rush this stage, but it does take a long time to get it right, and what we need to be doing when I'm polishing is looking down the wall constantly, just for any hazy spots, and keep going over it. And it's always good to have two pads, because this one's full of wax now. I don't know if you can pick up on the camera. That one's no good now because it's got the wax on it, so it'll just keep swirling round. This one's a new one that we can use to go over it with and finish it all off. So this one's all finished up now. I'll do a little video soon showing you all the bits and bats. But it's looking beautiful. Everything's tidied up. Twist it around. So you can see how the gold comes through there, the brass. Looks really nice with the light. All these edges are super nice and clean. Behind the TV is nice and shiny. All inside the boxes. So all in, it's a really nice job. Let me know if you've got any questions on this one. I've quite enjoyed this.